Alright, so here is a look at the first website. This one here is e-liquid-recipes.com. And it's free for you to look at, and it's also free for you to join, but feel free to leave a donation via PayPal. So this here is the main page of it. Over here you've got the recipe names, you have the authors of who did the recipes, you got when they were uploaded, and these are the ratings that they'll receive once people go through and rate it and all. So if you find a name or whatever that looks pretty interesting to you, we'll go down here, we'll look at Jokes on You. This is by Mophead. So you bring up the recipe, these here are all the ingredients and who they are by. And if you put your cursor over it, you'll see Vape Train Australia, FA is Flavor Art, CAP is Capella Flavors, LA is Loran Flavors, Unaware is Unaware, and TPA is a Flavor Perfumer Apprentice. Okay, so TPA will sometimes be referred to as the Perfume Apprentice or the Flavor Apprentice. So both of those are interchangeable, TPA and TFA. Sometimes you'll see a warning over here. It could mean that that flavoring maybe has a little bit of diacetyl or something in it that just makes it kind of cautious if you go to use it. So over here you have the milliliters. If you were going to mix by mils, over here you have the grams. So when you mix by weight, and then you have their percentages. Up here is the nicotine, PG, and the VG. So down here, Mophead has a suggestion time of 14 days, and this here's what Mophead mixed it as. Flavor total for this recipe is 13.25%. Down here you've got the notes, and you can watch a live mixing of it. Mophead does have a YouTube channel, so go over there and check out the channel. Alright, so if I click on Mophead here, alright, it brings up all of the recipes that Mophead has on this site here. And if you click the wrench, and you can make this actual recipe into a one-shot. So here are all the grams. I obviously mix by weight, so this here is what I would utilize for the grams. It's going to make a 10 milliliter bottle of a one-shot, which I can make more if I wish to, or I can make less if I want to. And of course when I mix it, I'm going to mix it at 13.25%. Also, if I want to go ahead and mix this recipe, I can hit adapt this, and I can mix it to my liking. So let's say I want to make 15 mils. I want my milligram at 3 because I use 3 milligram. My VG, or my PG, I'm sorry, is at 30%. My VG is at 70. I can leave it there, which is normally where I would leave it. Or if you want to go to max VG, all you do is hit that. And then you can undo it. Now my nicotine strength, I use 100 milligram. And it is suspended in PG. And so I can go down here. And if I want to modify any of the flavoring, say I want to take Bavarian cream to 4% or to 2% or something like that, I can use that as well. Alright, and now down here is what I would mix up. Nicotine, PG, VG, and then all the flavorings. And then my final product will be 3 milligram nicotine strength, 30% PG, 70% VG. And my total flavoring is going to be at 13.25%. Now also, if you go back to the main page, you have ratings. So if you click ratings, it'll bring up all the top rated recipes on here. You can hit time, which will list them all by the time and the day, and then you can hit author. Alright, so very easy website to use if you want to experiment some and mix up some of the recipes there. If you do, please leave these mixers a comment as to what you did and what you didn't like about their recipe. Your input is very, very important. Keep in mind that you know, the recipes, just like anything else, it's subjective, so some might like it and some might not. Alright, for the second one, we've got alltheflavors.com, which is up there. This here is just the main page. You can join them. It's $1.99 a month. You can use PayPal to pay if you want an account. On their main page, they got the popular recipe, suggested, and popular, and they got the most mixed down there. Alright, so if I don't really want to mix anything off of here, I can just hit recipes, and I can just kind of go through and just browse that way. Alright, so let's say I'm looking and I want to look at this 321 Creme Brulee by Too Tall. So you click on the name. Alright, it's going to bring up the recipe. This here is all the notes. These are the percentages. These are the flavorings, and these are who the flavorings are by. Of course, unaware or INW is unaware. So if I look at this and I'm like, okay, I got all the ingredients, I want to mix this up. I can hit mix. And then up here is where I'm going to adjust everything. My nicotine strength I know that I'm using is 100% nicotine milligram. And then I have the VG to PG ratio. It's a little bit difficult to see, but I'm going to have my PG is going to be 100%, but it's a little difficult to see because that's what my nicotine is suspended in PG, and there's no VG in it. So if I want to hit max VG, there's the button there. And then the finished batch is what I want it to be. So I want it to be 3 milligram nic strength. I want my VG at 70 and my PG at 30, and I'm going to make 10 mils. So this here I drop down. Of course, this is grams. So if you're mixing by weight, or if you're using syringes or mixing by volume, you would utilize this one here. But this is everything I would need to mix up to make my 10 milliliter bottle. Now if I really like this recipe, and instead of mixing every 3 flavors every time I go to mix it, I can just hit mix as flavor base. What this is going to do is basically turns it into a one shot. So I'm making 10 milliliters of it, and these are the percentages right there that I would need for it. Alright, so back to all the flavors. Now let's say I really enjoy Too Tall's recipes, so I can hit on Too Tall's name. And then this here will bring up all the recipes that are by Too Tall. Alright, so pretty easy to use website as well. So there you go, those are both of the websites that I use. We got eliquidrecipes.com and all the flavors. So if you want to go in depth, get on these websites and just check them out. Alright, so that was just a quick look at a couple of the websites that I use. There are more websites out there, but you feel free to browse around. One thing I need you to remember is on those one-shots, when you mix it, what it does, if you have a recipe that say it has 3 different concentrates that are used in that recipe, what that one-shot does is it takes those 3 single concentrates and combines them into one concentrate. So you would use it as a one shot. Okay, now when you mix one shots, you still have to put your VG, your PG, and your nicotine in there. So keep that in mind. You just don't mix the one shot and then put it on your RDA or whatever and vape it. It's probably going to taste like garbage, and it's nothing that I would even remotely attempt. Alright, so keep that in mind on those one shots. But get in there and utilize whatever website you want to, and feel free to browse around and kind of get familiar with those websites. Remember to leave your reviews. If you like something, if you don't like it, you know, leave a comment down there so that Mixer knows these recipes, they're free, and these mixers, they work hard at producing these recipes for you to try out. So other than that, thank you for watching, and remember, just mix it.